So, mm, first things first, so when we have a covalent compound, when we form covalent compounds, we have atoms. The atoms will share electrons. So the ultimate aim, the ultimate goal of the atoms is to share electrons so that they can get a noble gas structure, which means you have a valence shell with a octet structure or a duplet structure. And this duplet structure is only for very, very small atoms. Then the rest is somewhat like this. So we have carbon dioxide over here. So what we do is we go look up the periodic table. We have carbon and oxygen down here. We look at the periodic table and we find the number of protons and electrons it has. So it's in group 6. No, not group 6. It's group 4, and then it has 6 electrons. Then this is in group 6, and this has 8 electrons. Am I correct? Yeah. So this means it is an electronic structure of 2, 4, and this has 2, 6. So then I will proceed and draw something. So we examine, we have CO2, that means I have 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. 1 carbon, 2 oxygen. But I don't know how to fill up the electrons. But I remember how when in the end, after we fill up the electrons, each of the oxygen will have 8 electrons in the outermost shell, and carbon has 8 electrons in the outermost shell. So this one will become 2, 8, and this one becomes 2, 8 also. So start with carbon. Then carbon has 4 electrons in the outermost shell. In order for it to get 8 electrons quickly, that means it would have to share all 4 electrons that it has in the outermost shell. For oxygen, it has 6 electrons, so it will, in order to get 8, right, it has to share 2, like that. Then oxygen has 6, right, 6 electrons, so you have to draw 6 straight dots. So same goes for the other side, the other oxygen. Yeah. So after we draw, we must check whether it is correct or not. So we will cover each of them. Say I'll cover this and I'll cover this. When I cover that too, I check carbon and make sure carbon has the octet structure down here. So then I start counting and I see that there are 4 plus 4 electrons. So it's 8 electrons in the valence shell for carbon. So then I can be certain that this has the octet structure. Then I will, okay, then I'll cover this too and look at that last oxygen here. So then I go in the valence shell and check whether there are 8 electrons in the valence shell. So you see 6 red dots and 2 green crosses. That means there are 8 electrons. So this has also an octet structure. Then after that, we make sure this two has the octet structure already. Then we go to the leftover, which is I cover this two, and the leftover is this one. So then you count again, you see that the valence shell has 6 red dots and 2 green crosses. So there are 8 electrons as well. So this also has the octet structure. So when that happens, you know that the drawing I draw down here is correct. So this is how you check. Okay.